The following podcast features half-biased and controversial sports takes. All predictions are simply predictions, and we truly don't know what will happen. We will try our best to keep you entertained, but no guarantees. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to our show. Much love, Ripper Brands.
How we doing? Welcome to episode 70 of the Ripper Podcast. Ethan Rose still. That's Ryan Matheson. And way over there is Aaron BENZSCHAWEL. No Elsen today. I don't know what Elsen's doing. Maybe he's in Florida. Maybe he's in Mexico. Maybe he's on a beach somewhere listening to the Ripper Podcast. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing. Maybe he's studying for a midterm that he seems to have every week of the semester. I don't know. But we got the experts in town. Obviously, it is March. It is March Madness season. This is Ryan's pinnacle of the year, and it's nice. I brought in two experts. I didn't have to do a lot of prep today. It's a lot of me just getting handing the microphone over type thing. But excited to have these guys, Ryan Matheson, Aaron BENZSCHAWEL. We got a fun one today, fellas. We're gonna be talking everything March Madness, from a little bit of the girls bracket to a little bit of our local teams into our daily draft, which would be March Madness focus. And then we'll be filling out the ultimate 64 team bracket that will be ready to go. Talking about brackets a little bit, though, want to remind you about the March Madness Bracket Challenge. You can scan the QR code there. Join our bracket challenge. Free to play for everybody. You have up until the deadline to fill this out, which is tomorrow morning, I'm assuming at some point. QR code there, scan that, or it's linked in our bio on Instagram or in the stories as well. Free to play. Winner will get to join us on the Ripper Podcast to chat everything, see what they knew everything about. Maybe we will be welcoming back one of these two fine fellas to the show. Is there a chance here, fellas, that we might be talking to you guys again?
I mean, looking back to 2021 when I picked Stanford and Baylor both to win, something like that happens again, perhaps.
Okay, so we need a little bit of luck on our side. Maybe a little bit of just skill. AB, this is the second time in like a month we've been talking to you. What do you think? How are we feeling about your bracket knowledge heading into the tournament?
I'd say I'm feeling all right. I don't think my bracket knowledge is quite to the level of Ryan Matheson there, but I do my best.
There you go. All right, fellas. Let's check in with you guys before we get into it. Our math, long time no talk. This is the first appearance since August, maybe? I don't remember. Good time at UW-Madison, a Badger. How are things going? How many basketball games? Obviously, football games you were at. How many basketball games? So do we have a little bit of insider information here?
Yeah, I think I missed 2 or 3 of them. Montana State, Washington, the home games at least. So, what you see in person is kind of what you see on TV. It's a streaky team. Like this Big Ten tournament. If you want to talk Badgers, make 30, 23s against UCLA, and then we go like 10 for 40 against Michigan. So we'll see what happens with Wisconsin, but that's a lot of what's going on. But yeah, Madison's been good.
Awesome. Good to hear. So you're at Madison. Spring break for you, and I think is similar for Aaron as well. Next week, are we planning on anything, maybe potentially heading to some of these games? I know you've done that in the past.
I think March Madness is best taken in, sitting on a couch with multiple TVs and just watching in the next 3 weeks 63 games of basketball.
One of those things, I think that's probably better on TV than in person, potentially. Especially, I was, Milwaukee's one of the regionals, and I was looking at, those are not cheap tickets to go to one of those games. So, yeah, the couch doesn't look too bad there. March Madness prep. Like I said, this is a big time of your year. I know you've been spending a lot of time throughout the season, obviously now into the conference tournament, and now that we have our bracket, you got a lot of information. And what's the prep look like? How long you've been doing it? How are we feeling about the information that we've gathered?
A lot of time on KenPom, a lot of time all over the place. One thing I was doing more this year with the bracketology, predicting the seed lines. The people probably Joe Lenardi might be a household name, but he's just terrible. I beat him this year, so my bracketology was more accurate than Joe Lenardi's. that always feels good. And then other than that, just prepping this week, looking at the brackets, crunching some data. I think tempo is a big thing, slow teams versus fast teams. Just trying to figure out who's going to win, who's not, which probably won't be successful because it is March after all. It's unpredictable.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok, I think it might have been. It was like a wife posted and said, if my husband spent as much manpower as he does doing something else as he does for March Madness, they'd be billionaires. Is that a fair statement? No, it's a one of a kind thing. You can't compare it to anything else. All right, thanks for joining us. AB, we talked like, I don't even know how long ago, pretty recently, but since then, you had a little bit of news come out. You're going to play some Division III football at lacrosse. Talk about that. What went into that decision?
Yeah, it was kind of odd throughout most of this year. It kind of been, on terms of the recruiting front, pretty quiet. And then there a couple schools reached out kind of at the same time, and I visited Platteville, Whitewater, and La Crosse, and I really liked all their campuses. I liked all their football programs. Like, there wasn't really like a school that stood out as not that great. Like, after each school, I left there thinking, oh, yeah, I could go there. So it was really a difficult decision, but La Crosse, I think, seemed kind of most interested in me. Like, after my visit, they, called me multiple times. They set up a Zoom call with some of their current players, so that really meant a lot. And I like their program and I like their school, so that kind of won me over.
Yeah, congrats on that. I'm having this earpiece is not staying in my ear today, so my apologies. But
That's all right.
so we're talking golf season. We're talking a little bit before the episode. We're talking a little bit how golf club, they got the real greens now. Weather's starting to turn. Hopefully, it remains the same. What does golf season start? How we feeling? Where's the game at? And how many times have we been out this year?
Golf season starts officially a week, the Monday after spring break, so a little over a week, and looking forward to it. Game is starting to round into shape. You can tell it's March. I'm working in some new fitted irons I got over the winter, so I really like those babies. And yeah, golf team's looking strong, and yeah, I'm just excited for it all to start.
Like you mentioned, it's hard to compare to the one and only Ryan Madison in terms of March Madness prep. But how are we feeling about your knowledge heading into the tournament?
I'd say I have above average knowledge. Obviously, I'm no Ryan Madison here, but over the last ever since the selection Sunday, I've been doing my fair share of research and grinding some brackets and some podcasts, some shows. So I'd say I got a fair idea of what's going on here.
Is that credible sources of information there, Ryan, or do we feel that's potentially maybe not?
I wouldn't trust other people to outsource my work and just listen to what they have to say. I like to get into the numbers myself.
Thank you. I'm gonna sit here and just stir the pot all day. That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stir the pot.
And I haven't got to argue as much as we did last year, so that'd be great today.
We'll let you guys go back and forth. It's great. All right, let's talk a little bit. We'll start in the women's March Madness field. Probably not as much prep in that. I know Ryan spends a decent amount in both, but have we spent much time on that? I'll start with you, Ryan. How are we feeling about the bracket? Is there a clear-cut winner? Is there kind of a jumble, maybe like there is in the men's bracket this year? What do you think? How much prep have you done for the women's side?
Yeah, I do some, and I try to crunch the numbers, looking at like if you want to get like statistical about it, like the value of a team making it to the Final Four. If you're in a bracket pool, you just want to pick a team that is more likely to make the Final Four than the amount of people picking them. So like when you look at that, I mean, kudos to you. Notre Dame, Texas, UConn, UCLA are probably four of like the best picks for me. I like Texas to win it all. So they probably won't, but I don't want to be just picking South Carolina or USC. I have seen two women's games in person this year with USC and UCLA. They both got one seed. I wasn't overly impressed by either, but I would maybe give USC the edge over UCLA.
So you mentioned my Notre Dame Fighting Irish in there. I feel like a 3 seed is a bit of a snub for them, to be honest. I think they had a pretty good regular season, if I might say. But you think they got a shot to make a run at it?
I think whoever comes out of that, Texas and Notre Dame in the same regional in Birmingham, I believe. So I think that'll be a good Elite Eight game on ESPN or ABC. I'm not sure what channel will get them.
That's what we like to hear. AB, how are you feeling about women's? Have you done any prep in that regard?
I have not done a whole lot of prep in the women's brackets, unfortunately. I mean, it seems to me as an outsider that when it comes to women's March Madness, it seems that the favorites tend to do a little bit better than in the men's March Madness, at least to me. So, I mean, I definitely like, USC, they got Juju Watkins, and you got South Carolina with Coach, what's her name? I'm blanking on her name, but the South Carolina coach.
Ryan's just sitting there laughing at you.
Right? Yeah, Ryan's about to blow his top there. But yeah, I mean,
shout it out.
Yeah. So I mean, if I had to go, I'd go with more of the favorites, but I'm not real educated there.
Okay. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe there is one local team in the women's side that is UW Green Bay. They are a returner. They're there often amount of time, but they're a 12 seed. They're taking on Alabama, the 5 seed. Do they got a shot at all? I mean, I know they've had a little bit of postseason success.
Yeah, I mean, I think at one time this year I saw something like, so Doug Gottlieb's obviously the coach at Green Bay. He's a podcast host like you, Ethan, and then he just turned into coaching a college team. And there's like the men's team at Green Bay had lost 20 straight. The women's team had won like 15 straight. So sure, my bracket I have Green Bay beating Alabama for the local. I mean, you got to pick the local team.
Yeah, you got to make at least one bracket where the local team goes all the way, right? I mean, I think you get 25. You might as well spend one on that, right? Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. All right, to the men's side, a couple headlines as we get into it. I think the biggest question, at least from me, is like there's not that clear-cut winner. I think the collection of the 1 seeds and maybe a handful of the 2s, 3s, and 4s all have shots to win, or a good chance to win it. I think last year may be a little bit of an exception to years past, where like UConn was kind of that clear-cut. They're still in the field, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to make a run. Is it fair to say it's going to be kind of hard to predict? Ryan said it's unpredictable. No one's going to create the perfect bracket, probably. Maybe. Can't take it off the table right now, but is it fair to say that? I mean, is it a situation where we're just we're looking at some statistics and taking a guess more so than taking chalk?
I mean, this season, it's kind of the strength of these 1 seeds is like shouldn't go unnoticed. I was looking, I think, on Ken Pom like a few weeks ago, and I noticed in the last 21 years or whatever, Ken Pomeroy has been keeping these statistics. You get like a net rating or some sort of rating. And there's been 4 teams in like the 21 years ever that have had a score of 35 or higher. And that's in 20 years. And this year, all 4 1 seeds are 35 or higher. And I think all of those other teams, maybe except for one, made the Final Four. So like this is the one year that you could say, I have all 1 seeds in the Final Four, and maybe you don't look at them. So I think it's going to be hard to predict. Auburn gets the number 1 overall, even though they lost more games in the last 4 than their first 29. So they're cold right now, but it's March. I think they can turn it around. Bruce Pearl's a great coach.
Yeah, no doubt. AB, how about this? First 4, I know you sent me a picture you were watching last night. I imagine Ryan was too. Kind of a crazy first night in college basketball for March Madness. We had North Carolina, San Diego State. North Carolina, there's question marks about whether or not they deserve to be in it. Well, they get a play in the first 4, and they dominate. And then we have like a Hail Mary. I've never really seen that kind of buzzer beater before by, I believe, Alabama State. So with that said, I mean, that's a good way to kick off March. That gives us pretty good optimism about some really good opportunities. Maybe how do we feel about night 1, March Madness?
Well, first of all, I mean, how great was it just to have the first games, watching it last night, and you got the announcers, and you got, you can feel it's March, so that was awesome. And then when it comes to North Carolina, it's odd because they obviously don't deserve to be in the tournament with their 1-12 in quad 1. They have a quad 3 loss. And then compared to Indiana, West Virginia, who had like no quad 3 losses and more quad 1 wins. But it's interesting. I actually think North Carolina could win a game or 2 now that they're in. They're playing who they play? They're playing.
Look at this guy right here in the middle, just laughing at you. What up? Jeez.
Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Give me a break. I got the bracket right here. Okay. They're playing Ole Miss, And I've looked into that. I do. Ole Miss is small.
Who's Ole Miss's coach, Aaron?
Gosh dang it, Ryan! You can't do this to me now. You can't do this to me. Okay, I understand
Cruel.
March is your thing now, but it's not necessarily my thing. I mean, I do my best here. Now, Ryan, it's March. You might as well hop on the bandwagon, okay? Give me North Carolina against Ole Miss. Give me North Carolina again against an injured Iowa State team missing one of their best players. Give me North Carolina in the Sweet 16.
Oh,
Because the last time, so the Bracket Matrix, great website that has all the bracketology predictions. Like 94% of people had West Virginia in the field. And the only time it's been higher than that was in 2011 when more people had Virginia Tech in. And the team who made it in over Virginia Tech, Seth Greenberg's Virginia Tech, was Virginia Commonwealth, VCU, and they went to the Final Four that year after most people said they shouldn't have made the tournament. So something I think could happen with North Carolina. They're not a good ball team, but you heard RJ Davis last night say he's irked. He was irked that people said they shouldn't be in the field. They're playing hard. I like Iowa State, but North Carolina could very well make a run.
Yeah, no doubt. So you had that game, crazy game. I mean, they blew them out. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Ball don't lie. You got to listen to the numbers. San Diego State is a team that has had success in March Madness as well. Obviously, year to year is a little different himself. But let's talk about Alabama State and St. Francis. I mean, I can't personally say, and you guys are more basketball guys than I am, I can't personally say that I've seen a Hail Mary put up for a layup buzzer beater. Not really buzzer, because there's point something seconds left on the clock after that. But to win it. I mean, how about that? What a way to get March started.
I mean, it was kind of like Christian Leitner's shot, Kentucky Duke.
I was thinking.
It wasn't exactly like that. People were saying this was more like Bears Commanders this year, where it was just like, what's going on? And then you just let them score. So, I mean, that's a great game. When you can that's the thing. It's like, that was more entertaining than the Super Bowl was this year. We just have two random teams that no one's ever heard of before the game. And then a random Tuesday in the middle of March is more entertaining than when we got 120 million people watching Cooper DeJean take it to the crib. So
everyone's got their own opinion. AB, what are your thoughts? Is that something? I mean, I could totally see the AB to Ryan Matheson Hail Mary connection. Ryan Matheson puts it up in the paint, buzzer beater. I could see that being a possibility. AB, how are we feeling?
I could definitely see that too. Ryan, Big Bird, bringing it down, putting it up.
Probably getting
the foul too, getting a little and one. I'm interested to see, Ryan, who you got in your Final Four and your best bracket, you think?
In my let's see, what do I got here?
It's
weird because like a lot of different things can happen. I do like Auburn most likely coming out of that top left, which that top left has some very exciting matchups if we want to talk about it, because that's like Michigan and Yale could play in the second round. And what's the connection between Michigan and Yale, Aaron?
I don't know. You got me there, Ryan.
Who was on that Yale team?
Okay.
Or Princeton team, I'm sorry, with the Sweet 16. So he has the Ivy League. He wants to play against his old Ivy League opponent. And then if Yale and Auburn were to make him play in the Sweet 16, what's the connection there, Aaron?
Oh, man, Ryan, you know me and my March Madness history. No, I don't know.
1 year ago. What happened 1 year ago in the first round, Auburn-Yale?
Oh, well, Yale upset Auburn.
Correct. Chad Baker-Mazara.
Yeah. Is that a little difficult for you to admit, Ryan?
Yeah, it was weird. Our player gets punched in the gut. He punches back. Our guy gets a flagrant 2. They get nothing. 2 minutes into the game, we got a starter that's out. It's questionable. I'm sure tonight's refs, I saw Larry Serrato's doing the first game tonight. That should be, he does a pretty good job usually, but that's the thing. You got some first round officials who maybe shouldn't be doing first round games.
I think as anybody, you should know yourself that they always get the guy who retaliates. Is that right?
I agree with that, and I actually agreed with probably what happened. You want to catch the first one, but if you want to talk about something that's really suspicious, Keith Kimball did 5 straight Badger games. He's a great official, 6 straight Final Fours, but our last 5 games, Keith Kimball officiated.
There's a question mark there. I can't say if that's a good thing or a bad thing or what that would even entail, but yeah, it seems a little fishy to me. Seems like it's scripted. I think I think people are getting sick of the whole like the Chiefs finally lost, so it's like where are the script writers going to go? They're going to go to March Madness. Is that fair?
It's not fair at all.
Okay.
That's like a foul straight back into the net behind home plate. That's the opposite of fair.
Okay. All right. Well, fellas, we got 2 games still tonight. There's 4 games in the first 4, hence the name. We got 2-1s. Mount St. Mary's taking on American. Again, a matchup between 2 teams that I've never heard of in my life. And then Xavier and Texas. Did you guys know? I saw this on something today. I think it was today, yeah. Xavier is not Xavier, it's Xavier. Do you guys know that?
I did know that actually.
Yeah, I did actually saw the same video that Xavier posted.
Yeah, Xavier posted it. It was like a thing. Yeah, you saw that too.
No, Xavier posted it, not Xavier.
Oh, I gotta retrain my brain to say that now. Like Xavier, Xavier's. I feel like how it should, but it's Xavier.
No, like any Xavier I've ever met does not go by Xavier.
Yeah, that's how it's just known as that. Anything with the X to start the name with the Xavier.
Silent X. It's like the X turns into a Z, kind of like xylophone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there. I mean, if that's the case, it should be Xavier and the X is silent.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like they should probably rebrand to that. They should change everything, and instead of big X as their logo, they should have a little Z next to it too, so people understand. That's just my opinion. But again,
they made a video about it.
It must be. It must be. But do we want to pick these games or should we just preview? What are we feeling these 2 games? Do we have a pick for these? I mean, Mount St. Mary's and American. I don't even know where either of these 2 schools are located, to be honest.
Mount St. Mary's, I think, like I've seen the name before. They've definitely made the tournament before. And then American is just like, that's such a cool name. I actually saw someone around campus who had an American track and field shirt on. So,
are you sure they were like Team USA? I mean, I feel like that's a little bit of
I'm
like
that said AU.
Huh. Interesting. How do I feel about the games? We got who's gonna win? I don't know.
I mean, I like Texas. I mean, SEC, Big East. I'm gonna go with SEC. I'd take Texas. In the first game, I'd have to look at what I got. In my metrics, American shouldn't have even been in the play-in. I had them slightly better than SIEU, so I'll go with American. USA.
American is currently up 18-17 to Mount St. Mary's right now with about a little under 13 minutes to go in the first half. So that'll probably be something you got to turn on after the pod, Ryan and Aaron.
Yeah.
We'll get to that right away.
Definitely.
All right. So with that being said, we'll keep on moving on. We'll do a little bit of a update with the local teams because I think that's what the people want to hear a little bit. They want to hear about the Wisconsin Badgers, and we got a first-hand source. We have a Badger himself, and we got Marquette. And, can't say I've ever been to Marquette, but, hey, I'm in Milwaukee. I can tell you a little bit about them. They got a stud, Cam Jones, kind of carries their team. Is that fair? I mean, second-team All-American, I believe. I mean –
him and Tanji both got second-team All-Americans.
Yeah, I thought I saw that. Yeah. All right, we'll start with the Badgers, though. They're coming in as a 3 seed. They're taking on Montana, not Montana State, correct? So they're taking on Montana. Guys who transferred in John Tunje and John Blackwell, 2 of the stars that kind of headline that team. You hear about them a lot. Returning guys, the big guys, Stephen Crawl, Nolan Winter in the paint. And then you got guys like Max Klesmit, Carter Gilmore, guys who have been around for a while. Right? They're not transfers. They've been developed by the Badgers.
They've been there most of their career. I mean,
yeah. I mean, they've been there more than 1 year.
He's been there a while.
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, we were talking before the show. It kind of seems like the Badgers, they have a pretty good tournament, a pretty good end of the year potentially, and then they get like a Big Ten tournament, I should say, and then they get into the big tournament of March Madness, and they just seem to have that bad game that just early on that just kind of hinders their success. If they don't have that game, seems like the sky's the limit. Is that fair to say, Ryan? What's your ceiling and floor for this team as they come in? They play tomorrow around noonish, I think, against Montana. 12:30. There you go.
Yep.
I just want to remind Aaron, if you ever remember the Ole Miss or South Carolina women's coach, feel free to chime in at any time. But
Staley, do Staley, right, for South Carolina?
Don, but yeah.
Don Staley, same thing.
Potato.
Same thing.
I'd say our floor is probably winning in the first round. If not, that's sad. But the ceiling, I think the ceiling is probably Final Four, and then once you get to the Final Four, I think it happen. Um, the thing is the shooting. We're more free. I think we have the most threes taken per game in the Big Ten, or something like that. And games like UCLA and quarterfinals, we hit them all, and great things happen. And then games like Michigan where we miss them all. And the one thing I wish that our team did a little bit more was when we realized we're like 1 for 7 from three, maybe stop taking the threes and instead of ending the Michigan game with like 39 threes taken and only making, I don't know what it was, like 10 or 12 of them, maybe we take 23s and only make 4 of them, but then we make a lot of twos. But I mean, I'm not in Greg Gard's position, and obviously he's done a lot more than I have, so it's not my call. I think the second round matchup, if we do play BYU or VCU, could be a very fun game. I mean, not to watch as someone who's nervous, but like as another fan. And I think that BYU VCU game is going to be great. So I'd say we can make the Final Four. Playing Duke or playing Alabama is obviously tough, but we're a pretty well-rounded team when we're on.
Yeah, there you go. Who knows? I mean, it's March Madness. It's unpredictable. You never know what's going to look like. I think in the Big Ten tournament, it almost seems like Michigan was like, oh my gosh, we get to play Michigan in the championship game. Like it seemed like it was almost a good draw, and like maybe not. You don't think?
Yeah, I mean, they're a tough team to play with the 2 7-footers, and I mean, we also have 2 7-footers, but they're not like physical in the paint 7-footers. They're big. I mean, they're tall, but they're not like big like Vlad. And I mean, I like Vlad. I mean, I'm a big Dusty May fan from Florida Atlantic, and I don't think I would have said they would have won the Big Ten championship, but I'd say I would cheer for Michigan just because of Dusty May.
Yeah, AB, being a Badger fan yourself, question, did you ever catch a game in person? We know Ryan was there most of them because he's there, but did you get to any games in person? And how are we feeling about this Badger team coming into the tournament?
Yeah, unfortunately not this year. I didn't get to any games this year, but definitely in the future I'd like to. But yeah, I mean, I feel good. I agree a lot with a lot of what Ryan said that we kind of live and die from the three. In terms of the Big Ten championship against Michigan, I wonder how much fatigue played a factor into just jacking up shots. You know, it's our 4th game in 4 days, but I still, you know, if you're not making threes, you know, be self-aware, try and get in the paint, get to the foul line. Tanjay is a stud. When he's on, it's going to be a long day for the other team, but he's also pretty three reliant, but he can't get to the line. I think the value of Max Klesmit to this team was shown when he was out. We struggled. I mean, heck, we lost to Penn State. So I think the value of having him was shown a lot there. And I think in terms of at least first round against Montana, I think this team, and compared to teams from years past, if we have a not so great game, I still think we can get by, you know, the lesser teams. Where like last year, James Madison, it was a rough game and we lost. Where I feel like this year, you know, we can kind of survive not playing so well, at least against the lesser teams.
Is it fair to say that this team's a little different than years past?
Yeah, I mean, AJ Storr obviously was good, but like John Tonje seems to be like almost a different level of not reliant on like one part of the game. I think Aaron made a good point about Max Klesmit. Like personally watching him all year, like I wasn't a big fan, and then you kind of realize without him what difference it makes. I think his shot selection is sometimes questionable, but like he obviously plays a big role on the team.
No doubt. Let's move over to Marquette now, the other Wisconsin team in the tournament, a team that's obviously known for their basketball. They've had good tournament success in the past. They're usually a higher seed. This year, they're a 7 seed. They got, like I said earlier, Cam Jones, who I think potentially didn't live up to expectations that he was given, but still a second-team All-American. He still leads this team. Ryan. He's saying Elsen. Ryan, what's the ceiling and floor for a team like Marquette?
I mean, I obviously the floor anytime you're a 7 seed is losing the first round by 20. But this is probably my favorite like 7-10 game. I like Marquette. Obviously New Mexico has Donovan Dent, and he's like one of the better players in I think the Mountain West. I think he might have won Player of the Year, but maybe Nate Clifford won. But Marquette, I really like him in the first round. I think watching that San Diego State game against UNC last night maybe made me think that Mountain West might not be as good this year, which lends me to thinking Memphis and Marquette might be safe. So for Marquette, I honestly haven't watched much of them this year. Obviously, Wisconsin lost to them in December up in Pfizer. But a second round match against St. John's, I'm not that favorable on St. John's. I think that's kind of, my bad, Michigan State. I was thinking about the Kansas Arkansas already. Michigan State and St. John's are both the two seeds that I maybe am less confident in. I really like Michigan State, like playing this year, but I don't know, like tournament time. I think that Michigan State Marquette game could be a great rematch of 2 years ago in the round of 32, where I was there in person in Columbus. I believe Michigan State is the 7th seed, won that one. This time Marquette would be the 7th seed. Marquette ceiling Sweet 16.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to see, no doubt about it. They take on New Mexico in the first round as a 7v10 game. We'll see. We'll see where either of these two teams go. I think obviously root for Wisconsin. I kind of didn't. Was Notre Dame at all in opportunity of making the tournament? Not a chance. I didn't catch many of their games. Obviously, the women's were more. But you root for the local teams. You root for the Badgers. I still do root for Marquette unless they're playing one of them. No, we just don't do that, Aaron.
I don't do that. No.
Okay, well, maybe I'm one of a few. Maybe I'm not a high level March Madness guy. I don't. Maybe we got to work on that to gain more qualification in March Madness. Get to your guys' level. Anyways, who knows? Let's get to a break. Wait, go ahead.
I was going to chirp about Milwaukee maybe. I mean, you said they're going to make the tournament as a 2 seed and they lose to the 7th seed.
Milwaukee. I mean, they had a chance, and then they had a tough one. Yeah, in person against Oakland, I was there for that one. A little bit of a sluggish start. Really, they just couldn't rebound from a sluggish start. Really, I mean, Oakland got off to a hot start. They're hitting their threes, and they had a white boy of their own. I think he was the only white guy on their team, and he was Jack Golke. It wasn't Golke,
yes, sir.
but it was the next reincarnation of him. They made a run. Milwaukee got back within within 5 of that game. They had a chance, and then the place was going crazy. They played at the K, which is like the rec center, and they have like a gym. Otherwise, they play downtown. So it was like a big high school basketball game kind of. It was kind of, I enjoyed it. I'd rather watch a game there than downtown, to be honest, in like a oversized stadium that like you feel not even a third of. But yeah, tough one to see the Panthers to lose. Michael Stillwell, probably one of our better players into the transfer portal. So we'll see. I think he could have been a little bit more of a cancer. Not sure if he was a good guy in the locker room. Don't really know him, but he was one of our better players in the court. So we'll see if we can rebound. I believe in our coach. I think we got a good coach. So we'll see. But next year,
All right. I guess.
Aaron, if we want to talk about that, that's a classic way for a Cowboys fan to end a sentence.
That is. Just exit without a rebuttal there. Yeah.
No, I mean his next 2 words I heard were next year, which I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's interesting because that's a classic Cowboys fan, Cubs fan thing to say. Next year we're gonna have Dak Prescott throw for 5,000 yards because he throws for 600 yards against the Giants twice a year, and then he averages like 250 every other game.
Oh, he's back.
Hey guys, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
When you froze, your last 2 words were next year, so he said that was fitting for a Cowboys fan.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna stick to March Madness here. I mean, if you guys want to chat some Cowboys, I mean, I'm all for it.
I'd rather not actually.
I'd agree with Ryan there.
Oh,
a lot of people's favorite thing to do. Maybe not. But yeah, next year is going to be great. I'm really excited. It's one of our better off seasons. So we'll see. Sky's the limit for us, just like the Badgers and Marquette potentially. Anyways, yeah, we'll see how the Panthers look next year. Hopefully they make I don't know who is the representative for the Horizon League. I don't know if I got that question. Robert Morris. Okay. I think Panthers technically beat them. So that being said, I think they beat them in the regular season. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, I think it's time to get to a break. I don't know about you guys. Let's get to one. We got Daily Draft on the other side, our picks for the favorites of March Madness to win it all. And then we will be making the official Ripper Podcast bracket. Don't forget to submit your brackets. I'm sure these 2 fine men will be will be putting their brackets in the group. We'll see. Ethan Rowan still, Ryan Madison, and Aaron BENZSCHAWEL. We'll see you on the other side. What up, y'all? Just wanted to remind you about the best sunflower seeds in the business. Baseball and softball season is right around the corner, and we want to make sure you are well prepared. Scan the QR code on your screen and check out Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Get yourself some of the best seeds in the business. Do it now so you don't forget. Are you a fan of Grant Horvat or Ben Kruber? If so, you are in luck. Scan the QR code or head over to primalgolfapparel.com and use code RIPPER for 15% off your next order. Make sure you check them out and get yourself some of their high-quality golf apparel now.
The following podcast features half-biased and controversial sports takes. All predictions are simply predictions, and we truly don't know what will happen. We will try our best to keep you entertained, but no guarantees. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to our show. Much love, Ripper Brands.
All right, welcome back to the Ripper Podcast. Ethan Rosensteel, Ryan Matheson, and Aaron BENZSCHAWEL with you. We got a fun one. I know we talked about a little bit at the beginning of the episode, but I'm not sure. Wrong answers only. Where do you think Elsen is right now?
I think he's in Dayton at the first 4 games.
You think maybe he's making a trip. A little road trip for him.
I'd say he's down at somebody's spring training, trying out and being a pitcher in the MLB.
Oh, okay. I like that too.
Yeah.
I think he's down in Fort Lauderdale on the beach with all the spring breakers from college. I think I think Elsen's just enjoying his time. And you gotta I think it's fair. You gotta appreciate that for him. But hey, thanks for being here, fellas. Fun one so far. Second half is ready to go. We got our daily draft, and then we'll be making the official Ripper Brands bracket. So let's do this thing. Daily draft. Last one before the points reset for our spring season. Daily draft today is our March Madness favorites to win it all. Ryan will be representing Elsen, and then Aaron is going to be representing our guests. So Aaron, you need to hope for a win today and Ryan to get third place for the guest to be able to tie Elsen. I think I'm happy to say that I've clinched the victory for the daily draft this year. I think I'm very proud and very honored to hold that title personally. But here we go. So this is fun. So winner gets 2 points. Second place will get 1 point. And third place will get a participation trophy of nothing. Normally Elsen's got the coin. We normally do let the guest choose where they want to be and where they want to pick. Remember, it's a 3-round snake draft, so 9 total picks. AB will let you choose where you want to pick.
We're picking winner of the bracket here.
Yeah, who we think's going to win it all?
Okay. I'm going to go Houston.
Whoa. No, you pick 1, 2, or 3. Do you want the first overall?
Oh, okay.
You pick first.
I'll take 1 then. I'll take 1.
Okay, he's going to take 1. And then Ryan, because you want – okay, you can have 3. We'll just do it that way. I was going to do something with a die and say even or odd, and then it was just this whole thing. Because I don't have a coin handy. I'm not as cool as Elsen. So if you want 3, I'll take 2, and I'll get stuck right in the middle with the most boring pick of the world. So we'll do that. AB, you're going Houston.
Aaron.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna go Houston. I like their defense. And for me in the tournament play, I usually tend to value better defenses over better offenses. So I think defense tends to travel well. And yeah, I like Houston. I mean, I haven't dug into the research really. I'm sure like Ryan has, but I like Houston going all the way.
Defense
not
was
a good pick for the
championship,
spot
right?
that you're at. I mean, for going first, it's a terrible pick, but it's a great pick overall.
Thanks,
Okay.
Ryan.
All right, so I'm gonna go with the team I think's got a pretty good shot. I'm gonna say Auburn. I think Auburn's gonna do well. I think I'd imagine that's potentially where Ryan goes next. So I'm gonna take it off the board. I think Auburn's gonna have a chance.
I mean, it's another, those are the top 2 teams I think would be smart picks and value for a bracket, but by no means they're the favorites to win it. So with that being said, I mean, I'll take the obvious favorites, Duke. While I wouldn't want it to happen, it's kind of crazy that I'm going to get Duke and Florida, probably the two favorites to win it all. So I could probably take like UNC as third and probably still win it with the two I already have.
Okay, so we got that. Back to me now. I can't say. I think Ryan said that he's got these guys losing in the first round, but my first mock draft or my first March Madness bracket that I filled out, I did somehow find a way to have Kentucky win it all. I'm gonna go with Kentucky. I mean, the fun thing is I can pick anybody, and I still know that I've clinched the season for the daily draft. So I'm kind of hoping for a little bit of a 1v1 head-to-head battle here between you two. So I'll take Kentucky. Auburn and Kentucky. I like the list so far. AB, you got 2 picks around your draft out.
2 picks. All right, I'm gonna go. I gotta go Florida. It's left. I mean, Ryan talked about they're the favorites, or one of the favorites at least. But yeah, I mean, they're coming in really hot. They just ran through the SEC tournament, so I don't necessarily like them the most, but I think that they're a really good pick to win it all.
Aaron, this is a great. I don't know if you forget how a snake draft works, but this is a great endorsement for my second pick because
Does he forfeit his other 2 picks? I think he might.
No, but I would like the last pick that Aaron just endorsed my second pick because I've already taken Duke and Florida for the record. So
you already picked Florida.
Yeah, he went Duke and Florida. It's all right. I mean, great explanation.
If you say so.
And
yeah, Ryan, I'm just helping you out here. That's all I want. I'm just backing you up.
Thanks, Aaron.
Of course.
That being said,
well, shoot. What's off the board then?
I went Auburn,
Kentucky.
Auburn, Kentucky, and then Ryan, you went Florida and Duke.
And then you went.
Okay. Give me Michigan State. I think Tom Izzo's yeah, Ryan. I know you don't like that. I know you had him going out early, but I have so much respect for Tom Izzo. I think that guy could coach a high school basketball team into the March Madness tournament. So give me Michigan State.
Could he take the cheesemakers all the way?
He could get him playing defense for sure.
Okay. Tom Izzo playing defense. Ryan's been laughing at you, I think, for the last 100 seconds.
Ryan only came out here to flame me, but I'm setting myself up for failure here, so I don't blame him.
Every once in a while, I'll see Aaron post something about the Packers or the Bucks or something, and I'll just respond with
that's all right. That's all right, Ryan. I'm out of the Bucks right now, but
though Ryan, I don't know about you, but I get probably 3 Instagram posts a week from Aaron just about anything that is negative towards the Cowboys. Just anything.
Yes,
anytime. I mean, it's probably about 3 a week, I would say. I don't know what you said. No, there was something. Did you send me something recently that wasn't? I don't know. Anyways, you got one more pick. I don't know if you forgot.
Okay. No. Give me Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin all the way. I mean, they definitely have the talent, and if they get in a hot streak, they can definitely do some damage. But yeah, let's go Wisconsin.
Okay, and then back to me. Then I'm gonna go with the team. I had them in the Final Four. I can't say they're gonna win it all, but again, this daily draft is kind of not important to me. I'm enjoying the banter between you two, so I'm kind of here for it. I'm gonna take Gonzaga.
A bad pick.
I think I had them in my Final Four in the bracket I did. I like Gonzaga.
That is the potential to be with Michigan and Neo, one of the more entertaining second round matchups. Both top 10 teams in the country. The fact that Gonzaga got an 8 seed is kind of crazy. I mean, if we want to talk about how much the committee screwed up, I think they actually flipped Louisville and Memphis with the 5 and the 8, and then Gonzaga being a top 10 team in KenPom and everything. Gonzaga, whoever wins Gonzaga Houston's going to the Final Four. You can take that to the bank.
Wait, who did you just pick?
I haven't picked anybody yet. I'm just commenting on the state of.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I a little bit of a brain fog right there. I was like, okay, whatever. It's all right.
Houston,
go ahead.
Second round in Wichita, I believe. It'll be a great game. But with that being said, I'll take the 5th best team. I've got 3 of the top 5 teams in the country somehow, and I'm going to go with Alabama.
Yep.
No, it's Rico Bosco.
Had them on my list for sure. So that being said, Aaron had the first pick. He went Houston, Michigan State, Wisconsin. I had the second pick, went Auburn, Kentucky, Gonzaga. And Ryan on the 3 spot went Duke, Florida, and Alabama. And I would think it's safe to say that he's pretty proud of that draft.
I mean, I'm thinking against people who take a homer pick in Wisconsin. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, if it was like a 6-round draft, I think we could get to the point where we're drafting Wisconsin. I can't make fun of you for taking an 8 pick because Gonzaga was on my list. And then Kentucky's just a terrible pick, I think. I mean, it could happen, but I like Troy in the first round.
Okay. All right. So with that all being said, you can go to Instagram and vote on that. I will make sure that gets up sooner rather than later. Sometimes I do forget to post this, guys. There are times I do forget, but it'll be up. Daily draft. Last one before we head into this spring season, and the points will reset then. So I guess it's back to the drawing board for me. I got to find a way to get back in that, that top spot, because that's just where we're at right now. But with that being said, I think it's time to create the bracket. How about you guys?
Do it.
This is what the people came for.
Yes,
March
sir.
Madness bracket is here. Let's get into it. We're going to be creating our March Madness official bracket. I think should we go full screen, or do we want to see the faces on the camera? We'll go faces because it's going to probably be a little bit longer. So here we go. We got our March Madness bracket. Again, make sure that you join our March Madness bracket challenge on ESPN. Link is everywhere. We have a QR code I'll show before the end of the show. We have it linked in the Instagram, also in the story. So it's everywhere. But we're going to create the perfect bracket so that if you have any questions, you can just take from what we know. Should we start in the South quadrant, fellas? Let's do it. We got Auburn. We got Alabama State. Alabama State just had the Hail Mary buzzer beater last night. Is this a chance for an upset potentially, guys?
I'd say no.
We're going no. Okay. I mean, Alabama State, though. I mean, Auburn. I mean, this is a battle for
six to make. We can't be taking a minute on Alabama State beating Auburn. I mean, this is one of the gimmies.
Okay. All right.
The middle spot on the bingo.
This is a layup here. This is a layup.
All right, fine. We'll take Auburn. I did pick them in the daily draft, so I'll take it. I think Louisville Creighton's a fun one. How do we feel about this one?
I want to see where Aaron goes first.
I had Louisville. I think Louisville's too low as a seed to me. With their record and the way they played, yeah, I gotta go to Louisville.
In a 5 seed, I think everyone had them at either a 5 or a 6. I'll cheer for Truckee, but Ryan Kalkbrenner never fouled out in his career as a 7-footer is impressive. But I would happily go with Louisville.
Okay, we're gonna go Louisville there. Michigan, UC San Diego. I will say I do believe I had UC San Diego in an upset here. I don't know why. I'll look into that while you guys give some expert analysis.
I think it's trendy to take the Tritons, but I would probably go for the Wolverines myself with the combo of Danny Wolf and a big bad Vlad, even though I'm not a fan of Danny Wolf personally.
Yeah, there has been a lot of people that have been taking the upset. I took Michigan. I just think with their 7-footers, they're well coached. I took Michigan.
So yeah, reading up on they're called the Tritons, I believe. Is that what you said, Ryan? I don't know. UC is UC like University of California? Is that like their like system over there?
W.
Like UW? Okay, yeah. So I think it's fair to go Michigan. I think they're a good team. UC San Diego coming from the West Coast. This game is played over in Denver. A little bit of an element there, but UC San Diego, a good team. They force turnovers from what I've seen. They're efficient from the lane of 3-pointers. But if the two experts say Michigan, I think it is fair to say that we can go there. We do got to pick at least 1/12 seed, though. Is that correct, Ryan?
That's like the myth. Like, what's one of those myths, Aaron, that everyone kind of keeps repeating, that over a back to foul? It's like people saying you have to pick a 12 or a 5. It's like people who believe that over the back to foul in basketball.
Okay. So sure, fine. If that's where we're going with that, we are going to go into Texas A&M and Yale. I think Ryan hinted that Yale potentially is a winner here.
Ivy League always plays great. We had Princeton, I think that was 2 years ago against Arizona, and they beat Missouri. Yale, obviously, last year beat Auburn, and then I think I was too sad to remember if they beat San Diego State in the second round. So I'm happy to take Yale in this one. I haven't watched much A&M ball, but Buzz Williams is obviously a great coach.
AB, is that qualified pick? Are we going with the upset?
I actually had Yale as well. Like Ryan mentioned, they got good history with upsets. I actually personally have them going to the Elite Eight, which is probably a step too far, but I definitely like them in this game.
Okay, so we got our first upset, 13 Yale over number 4 A&M, home of the Aggies. Okay, so we're going to go Ole Miss, North Carolina, potentially a team that doesn't deserve it, but all don't lie. What do we think?
North Carolina, I watched them. They were very impressive in that one game. If they're still angry at people, then I think they're going to win. So I don't know if we can figure out if they're still irked, as RJ Davis said. I'm happy to go wherever Aaron goes with this one.
Yeah, I got North Carolina. I mean, that might be foolish, but just the way they played last night, sometimes you just get in the tournament and you get motivated and you get hot and you just keep it rolling for a bit. So I got North Carolina.
Yeah, not sure if this is one of those cheesy myths or not, but the last time all 6 seeds beat all the 11 seeds was 2004. So I think we got to pick an 11 seed. You got to listen to the numbers. You got to listen to the trends. Maybe it's a myth. Maybe it's not. Over the back is a foul. I will go North Carolina as well.
What do you like? Do you actually believe over the back is a foul?
I do believe. I mean, if you think it's legal, I mean,
well, if you reach and get over somebody's back, it's a foul. But the foul called over the back isn't a call. Am I correct on that, Ryan?
You can reach over someone's back, and as long as you don't make illegal contact, it's not a foul.
Well, yeah.
So can you propel yourself off of somebody else's shoulders and jump over them and literally go over their back to get a rebound?
You could jump over their back, sure, but not if you propel yourself. But anyways, 11 seeds are over 500 against 6 seeds, I believe, in the last few tournaments. So 11 seeds are a great pick.
Yeah, gotta love the 11 seeds. How about the 3 seed Iowa State and Lipscomb?
Iowa State, I think, is a kind of a fun pick, even with the injuries. I know Johnny Fanta has Lipscomb winning, but I go Iowa State.
Yeah, I got Iowa State too. If they were fully healthy, I like them going a ways, but definitely like them in this game too.
Okay, I'll take Iowa State as well. I think that's a good pick. I like it. I think they got a chance to go deep into this tournament. How about one of the local teams? We talked a little bit about it before. Marquette, New Mexico. Is this a homegrown pick, or are we going all the way out west?
Ronald?
I got New Mexico here. When Marquette beat Wisconsin, it's you kind of think Marquette's here, but they kind of, I don't want to say struggled the rest of the year, but they didn't impress me all that much. And part of the reason I'm picking New Mexico, I don't like Marquette, so maybe that's part of it, but I got New Mexico.
I like Marquette. I don't trust the Mountain West in the tournament. But Donovan Dent could prove me wrong. We'll see.
Okay, so that means I'm a tiebreaker. I picked Marquette earlier in my one of my first brackets, so I suppose I'll take Marquette to the change. Haven't heard much to change that. Sorry, AB, but we'll go Marquette.
That's all right.
We'll go Marquette. How about Michigan State and Bryant?
Izzo, March.
Yeah, Michigan State. They're too well coached to lose to a team like that.
Man, you are a
you not
great
remember Aaron, are you saying that Tom Izzo would never lose the 2 seed in the first round?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying with the team they have this year and the way they're coached, I don't see them losing again. I mean, they definitely could. It's March, but I don't think they will.
Probably when we were in second grade, beating Izzo as a 15 seed, Middle Tennessee State.
I don't remember that, but
1 seed for the tournament.
Ryan, what is the proper way to fill out a bracket? Do you go down and then back up, or do you go over and then down?
I switch between going to the Duke region or getting a team to the Final Four.
Okay, so what's the right way to do it then?
I would usually go to Duke first, but I'm fine either way.
To Duke, you said?
That's what I would normally do.
Or wait, what? You go to Duke? Okay, all right.
I'm Arabic, the Arabic left to right. Like the Arabic numerals.
Yeah. Are we gonna go Duke here?
Yeah.
45-36. Mount St. Mary's is currently up over American. Just winding down the final seconds of the first half, but I think Duke is a fair statement here. How about Mississippi State and Baylor?
I like State in this one. I think it's interesting, but their coach, I kind of love-hate relationship with the guy. I can't remember his name. I think it's last name starts with J. But I go Mississippi State, but I'm fine either way.
Yeah, I mean, I went Baylor. These are two teams I don't really know a ton about. So, and it's an 8-9 matchup. So I guess I went Baylor, but I don't have a strong conviction with that.
Okay,
I
so
was right about the J.
sounds like I'm a tiebreaker here.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go. I went Baylor in this one. I think Baylor. I think Baylor's got a good team. They got a guy, I believe. Don't they have an All-American on their team? The Edgecombe guy, is he All-American?
I haven't watched much Baylor or Mississippi State like Aaron.
No, I haven't watched much. Is he not, or is he bad, or what?
I don't know. I haven't watched much.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, okay. Then we'll go. I say Baylor. What the heck? We'll go Baylor. How about Oregon and Liberty?
And we're gonna play with him once. He's never lost in the first round. Oregon.
Yeah, I got Oregon.
Okay, I will go there. Arizona, Akron.
I kind of like the idea of Akron, but Arizona's probably gonna win.
Yeah, I got Arizona. I think there's a lot of people that like Arizona to go ways, but I like him. I like him this spot.
All right, we'll go Arizona. How about BYU, VCU? Ryan said it's probably one of the more fun games.
Yeah, BYU is kind of like an up-tempo team, I believe, and the VCU's kind of got like a weird defensive scheme, if I remember correctly. I think this is a pick where VCU is a fair 11 seed.
Yeah, I got VCU as well. I'm usually defense over offense. BYU shoots a lot of threes, so I gotta go VCU.
All right, and then the Wisconsin Badgers taking on Montana.
Assassin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
All right, 3-0 sweep there. And we'll go St. Mary's, Vanderbilt.
St. Mary's got the last few years, but they've only won like one game in their last 5 tournaments. But I still got to pick St. Mary's just for whatever.
Yeah, I got St. Mary's as well.
Okay, over the boys of Vandy. All right, last but not least, Alabama taking on the good old Robert Morris.
Nate Oates, former Wisconsin guy.
Yeah, I got Bama.
Okay. 2 down, 2 to go. We'll go Florida and Norfolk State.
Florida.
Yeah, I got Florida.
How about UConn? Looking for that three-peat. Might be a little bit more difficult, but going for the three-peat, taking on Oklahoma.
It's a weird one. Where are you going, Ron?
I got UConn. I kind of split here. I kind of just go UConn with the Dan Hurley factor, but, either way.
The big thing depends on who's reffing. If they get 4 refs who aren't going to take it from him, I go Oklahoma. If they get people who have first year in the first round, I go UConn. So I can't let you know until probably 30 minutes before when officiating observer tweets it out. I'll go Oklahoma.
Okay, so I got to make a decision here. I went UConn. I think they got proven success. I'll take the historic trends in this one. I'll take the 2-time defending champs. I think UConn's going to at least win one game. They'll make that big of a fool of themselves. How about Memphis? How about Colorado State?
Like probably the most 5 interesting games. You got 2 of the top 10 players in the country with PJ Haggerty and Meek Clifford. Colorado State's actually a betting favorite in this game, but I like Memphis.
Yeah, I got Memphis as well.
Okay, we'll go Memphis in this one. Maryland and Grand Canyon. Fun fact, I think Grand Canyon's got like a top 3 total enrollment in this tournament. I don't know where I saw it or why I saw it, but I think that is this in like an online school?
Yeah, I think so. To be honest, I think Maryland's the only 4 seed who's not at risk.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I got Maryland.
Missouri and Drake.
Lamar lost in the conference championship game, so people were saying that Drake got very lucky. Pop culture reference there. I like Drake all the way to the Final Four. Whatever the kid's
Yeah,
name
actually,
is, that
I like Drake here as well. I don't think I have him going to the Final Four, but I like Drake.
I had Drake to my Elite Eight. Actually, I'm happy. You know, I'm a proud sayer that I did predict the FAU. I will always stand by that. That always is something that I'll brag about come March. And I think my FAU pick this year would be Drake. I like Drake a lot. I think they're going to make a run, not to the Final Four, but I did have Elite Eight in my bracket. I'll take them there. I think that's a good pick over Missouri. How about we go Texas Tech and UNC Wilmington?
Texas Tech.
Yeah, I got Texas Tech. I actually got Texas Tech in my Final Four.
Okay. How about Kansas,
Oh, hey.
Arkansas?
Great coaches. Who you got? You got Bill or John, Aaron?
Give me Coach Cal in Arkansas. Yeah.
AJ Store's terrible. He was a Wisconsin merchant.
I agree.
Ryan, who are you going with?
Arkansas.
Okay, so we're going Arkansas. All right. St. John's and Omaha. Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha's probably they're probably the most viral 15 seed of the year with, I mean, maybe other than the underhand free thrower from Wofford with the trash can thing, but St. John's probably wins. But I do think, like, if there's a 15 seed to win, it's Omaha.
Yeah, I got St. John's as well. I think a lot of people like him going far. I don't have him going that far, but I definitely like him here.
Okay, St. John's it is. Houston and SIUE. Can't say I know what that stands for.
A university at Edwardsville. Cougars
Okay.
versus Cougars in this one.
Houston.
How about that?
Houston.
All right, let's do it. Gonzaga and Georgia.
Yeah, this feels like the most obvious Gonzaga. I mean, Gonzaga is favored by more than some 4 seeds are favored by or 5 seeds are favored by. So, Gonzaga.
Yeah, I have Gonzaga as well.
All right. How about Clemson and McNeese?
I like McNeese's coach, Will Wade, but I hate everything else about that program. They got that viral manager that everyone loves. I'm not a big fan. They got the one guy who's got sideburns that I think are ugly. Not a fan. I do not like McNeese. I am excited for Will Wade. He already said he's probably going to take the NC State job next year. Clemson.
Give me Clemson.
Okay, I think just based on Ryan's statement, I think it's fair to just go with that. How about Purdue and High Point?
I watched High Point's conference championship game, and I love this team. I'm not saying that they're going to win, but I would love to cheer for them, so I'm taking High Point.
Yeah, I'm going Purdue here, but with the way they've been coming playing in the tournament, they've just been not playing well. So I really wouldn't be surprised if they got upset, but I still got Purdue.
Okay, this is a tough one.
For Purdue, Aaron, or what? Or
What's that?
This year, like Purdue in past years has been bad in the tournament, or the Big Ten tournament?
No, I'm just talking this year. I think they've lost like 6 of their last 9. I think.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go Purdue. It won't be a good look if I'm the tiebreaker on a potential upset that one of our guys predicted, but I'm gonna go Purdue. I think they're. I don't know. That's just why I don't have a clue. We'll go Illinois and then either Texas or Xavier.
Illinois is an interesting one. I go Illinois, but they could either make Final Four or lose in the first round.
Yeah, I'm going Illinois. I agree with Ryan that they're kind of a boom or bust team. When they're on, they're hard to beat, but when they're off, they're very beatable. But I got Illinois here.
All right, Kentucky and Troy. Kentucky, a potential champion.
I got Troy. I think Kentucky. I was looking at something with pace and tempo, top 50 KenPom tempo teams versus people who are below 100. That's where the upsets have came from most of the last years, and this is one that fits. So I go for Troy.
Okay.
I got Kentucky, even though I'm not really in love with them, but I still got them here.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna go Troy. I'll go Troy. I didn't pick the last upset, but we'll take Troy. Ryan talked me into it, and We'll change it up. I already picked Kentucky to win one. I think it'll be probably not very likely, so we'll go Troy. What the heck? How about UCLA, Utah State?
Into Mountain West with both those 10 seeds.
As much as I love to take Jordan Love's alma mater, Utah State, I gotta go UCLA.
I think UCLA is a better team. They lost to the Badgers in, what was it, the quarterfinal maybe? I think they kind of got stunned a little bit. I don't know much. Coming from Cal, I think that they're going to have a good shot. I'll take UCLA. Last but not least in the first round, Tennessee and Wolford.
Fletcher McGee's alma mater in Wofford. I don't know what day they play, but there'll be some viral videos going around when the kid shoots underhand free throws. Most times you see people shooting underhand free throws, they're usually good, like Rick Barry, Canyon Barry. This guy shoots like 30%, and he still shoots underhand. So, Tennessee.
Yeah, I got Tennessee as well. I really like Tennessee.
All right, I will go with that as well. All right, so first round's done. It's pretty crazy. When you get through the first round, you get, I mean, that's half the total tournament picks.
Over half the games.
Yeah, over half. So, it's always fun to see. But let's go back up here. We got Auburn. We got Louisville.
I got Auburn.
I think I think we're just going. I think this is, yeah, I mean, it's probably chalk, right?
I think so.
All right, let's go Michigan and Yale.
Michigan guy, Dusty May guy, but I could see it going either way.
Give me Yale here. I love Yale here.
Yale, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are we running that, Ryan? Is that fair?
I'm taking Michigan, so you have to make a tiebreaker.
Oh, come on. Killing me with these tiebreakers. Michigan and Yale, huh? Let's go Yale.
Yes,
let's go Yale. Let's just try. I mean, it's more fun. It'd be more fun if we get it right than if we don't. You know what I mean? If it's true that Michigan wins, and we pick that, it's not as fun as picking Yale to the Sweet 16 correctly. How about we go North Carolina, Iowa State?
I would go for TJ Otzelberger's squad.
I got North Carolina here. Iowa State kind of banged up, but and North Carolina riding the momentum wave.
Who's that coach? Are you referring to Iowa State? Sorry, not knowledgeable.
Yep, I didn't say Hubert Davis. So I go Iowa State, but honestly, this is another one where I can see it going either way.
Okay, let's go Iowa State. I think I'll go Iowa State. We went Yale in the last one. I think we got to balance the law of averages. Say one goes one way, one goes the other. We'll go Marquette. We'll go Michigan State.
I go Michigan State.
I'd also go Michigan State.
Okay, Michigan State it is. Over to Duke and Baylor.
Duke.
Duke. How about that? And then Oregon and Arizona, former Pac-12 opponents.
Fun one. I go Oregon just because I wrote on a player Dane Altman. I don't know if I've mentioned that before.
Yeah, this one I really actually kind of went back and forth on. I took Arizona, but I could kind of see it going either way.
Okay, so now another tiebreaker I have to create. You guys are killing me with these. I think Arizona. I know Ryan was on the plane with their coach. I think it's obviously pretty cool. I mean, up there in the sky, and you're getting recruited potentially. I mean, they wanted you, right? I mean, they see you like a tall guy like you, and like that guy's got to come play basketball.
No, it was actually on the first weekend of March Madness, and I wanted to ask him, you don't have a game this weekend? It was the year they didn't make the tournament, but I held back.
That would have been cruel. How about, well, I think Arizona. I like Arizona. I think they got some good players, and I like them to the Sweet 16. How about VCU, Wisconsin?
Aaron?
Oh, I got Wisconsin. I think if Wisconsin just plays average to above average, we can beat them.
I think that's enough said. Ryan, are you good with that?
Yeah, Wisconsin.
St. Mary's and Alabama.
I got Bama
I'll
here.
go for Bama.
Okay. Alabama. Anytime I see Alabama, I just think of Gus Johnson. All right. How about Florida? How about UConn?
Florida.
I mean, they're strong. Walter Payton Jr.
Florida?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think it's I think UConn had to win one game, being the two-time defending champs, but I think it's fair for them to lose to Florida. Florida being the better team. How about Memphis and Maryland?
I like Maryland, the Crab Five. They really don't have anyone other than their starters, but I like Maryland.
Yeah, I took Memphis here, but I could see it go either way.
Okay, I say Maryland. I like choosing the Big Ten. I think Maryland's a basketball school. We'll go there. Drake and Texas Tech.
I would lean Drake. They're a D2 team, but obviously that's going to work.
I got Texas Tech here.
Okay, Drake is they're my kind of Cinderella team pick. You guys left it up to me. I'm gonna go Drake. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it. Arkansas and St. John's. This is a fun matchup.
Another great coaching matchup.
Absolutely.
I got St. John's here.
Yeah, I'll go St. John's with you. I mean, I kind of like the idea of Arkansas, but can't pick against Keno yet.
All right, we got that. Okay, so back down over to Houston and Gonzaga.
This is the game of the tournament, probably. Winner goes to the Final Four. But I think this is a year that all one teams make the Sweet 16. I go Houston.
I also got Houston.
All right, we'll go Houston. We'll go Clemson and Purdue.
I'd lean Clemson just because I didn't have Purdue coming out of the first round.
Yeah, I also got Clemson.
Okay. Illinois and Troy.
So yeah, we already have two double-digit seeds going on. So I'd lean Illinois.
Yeah, I got Illinois here.
I like Illinois too in that one. And how about Tennessee and UCLA?
The next alma mater.
Give me Tennessee here.
Okay, let's do it. Back to the top, Sweet 16 into the Elite 8. We got Auburn, we got Yale.
Bruce Pearl and the Jungle. War Eagle.
I got Yale here. I got Yale as kind of my Cinderella.
Okay.
But yeah.
Shoot.
It's a real game. I guarantee you Auburn wins by like 30 because they don't want what happened last year again.
You know, for the pure fact that I did pick Auburn in my daily draft, I'll go Auburn. Just so my list looks a little bit better. I'll take that. I'll go Auburn. Iowa State, Michigan State.
Iowa State. I'm a fan.
Interesting.
I think I'm actually wearing an Iowa State shirt right now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Women's team's in the first four right now.
I got Michigan State here. I think the injuries at some point will be too much for Iowa State.
That is not true, AB. Tell us the real reason why you picked Michigan State.
Well, I mean, you got the Tom Izzo factor too.
Okay, there it is. That's exactly what I was looking for. I think this is a team. They were supposedly the best team in the Big Ten, and then Wisconsin showed them what's up. And then the other Michigan team kind of came into play a little bit and showed them what's up. But I think Michigan State is not the best team in Michigan, but Iowa State is the best team in Iowa. I'll take the Cyclones of Iowa State to move on to take on the Auburn. What is Auburn? Tigers. Auburn Tigers. Sorry. Okay, Duke and Arizona, heavyweight battle.
Duke.
Yeah, I got Duke.
I like it a lot. Wisconsin, Alabama.
I mean, I gotta pick Wisconsin here. We can't. As I say, we can't have a perfect bracket and have to cheer against Wisconsin.
Yeah, I agree with Ryan. Wisconsin. I mean, why not? They can definitely beat Bama, so why not?
I think they can, as long as they don't have that one hiccup game at that point or before. I mean, sky's the limit. We talked about that earlier. How about Florida? How about Maryland?
The idea of Maryland to me is appealing. I would go Maryland.
I got Florida, but
I think let's go Florida. I think this is a tough one. I mean, the idea of Maryland is good. I agree, Ryan, but I think Florida's a good team. I don't think they're the best one seed. A lot of people picking them. I'm not 100% sold on that, but I think they go to the final, the Elite Eight, excuse me, and we'll see what happens from there. How about Drake and St. John's?
We got to go Drake. We don't really have I mean, they're the highest seeded team left. Other than this, we just got 6 and higher. We got to go Drake to the Final Four. Drake's got to win this one at least.
yeah, I think I gotta go with Ryan there. Give me Drake.
I like Drake a lot. They're my Cinderella team this year. I think I think they're actually pretty decent. Shout out Christian Carpenter, Drake, current student, not an alum. I was gonna say alum, but current student. How about Houston and Clemson?
Houston, Kelvin Sampson.
Houston.
Houston it is. Tennessee and Illinois.
I can just kind of picture like it being April 1st or whatever, March 27th, and sitting down for an Elite Eight Houston Illinois game. I don't know about you, Aaron.
I got Tennessee here, but I mean, I don't know.
Aaron, like if you close your eyes, could you picture Houston and Illinois playing at like 3:30 on a Saturday?
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Tennessee orange there, but you know, Ryan, I'm never gonna doubt you. So if you see it, I can definitely see it.
Battle of the Oranges, and this is kind of like this is a great analogy. This is the Battle of the Oranges. You got the kiwi, not the kiwi, the cutie. Oh no, I sold it. I absolutely just sold the clip. You got the cutie and you get the real orange, right? What's better? The real orange being the bigger, the 2 seed, the Tennessee, the powerhouse, and the cutie being the 6 seed Illinois Fighting Illini coming in. They're going at it here in the Sweet 16. I'm going to go with the cutie. The cutie is better than the regular orange. I think there's a real opportunity that Illinois gets the job done. Tennessee, good old Rocky Top, might be going rock bottom because the Illinois Fighting Illini are going to go to the Elite Eight. Not sure why, but the cutie is better than the orange. Is that a fair analogy?
Yep. I mean, no, but yeah.
Okay. Auburn and Iowa State.
I can see either way. What do you think, Aaron?
I gotta go Auburn just because I had Iowa State losing like 2 rounds ago. So
Auburn it is. Duke and Wisconsin. Does the train continue?
For one of these two teams, it does, and I would probably lean Duke.
yeah, I'm leaning Duke. I mean, I love Wisconsin, but man, Duke. I don't even know who would guard Cooper Flag for the Badgers, and yeah, I'd go Duke.
Yeah,
no one wants to guard Cooper Flag would be a sight.
Yeah.
I was within 5 Wisconsin Nipple last March or April. Where he earned we both earned an award together.
How about Florida Drake?
I'm taking Drake.
We got all 1 seed right now. I'm fine going. I'm happy going Drake here.
I think if there's any 1 seed that's going to be get upset in this position, I think it's Florida. To be honest,
I would agree with that.
Okay,
Right.
and then did we go Houston? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, are we sure? I mean, the cutie or like the tomato?
Nope, we're going
Okay.
Houston. Just
right.
picture this: if we have a perfect bracket at this point, and it's April 5th, April 6th, like CBS or ESPN or whoever wants this perfect bracket story, they'll fly us out to San Antonio, and we'll be like the center of the news. And how many views do you think this video would have if this is perfect?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The cutie analogy might become viral in that regard, and I'd be very proud of that one. But I will say this could become very, very popular, and we could be sitting courtside in San Antonio come April 7th. There's a real opportunity. How about we got to finish. I mean, job's not done yet. We don't have the perfect bracket until we've crowned a champion because we have Auburn and we got Drake.
Auburn.
Yeah, I gotta go Auburn.
Okay, we're gonna go Auburn, and then what about a little bit of Duke and Houston?
I like the idea of having like just the juggernauts of Auburn and Duke playing in a championship game this year. I think that'd be very fun. I'd go Duke.
Yeah, I gotta go Duke as well.
I think this is a very real opportunity for this bracket to be pretty perfect. Can't say it's going to be absolutely perfect, but how about we got, for the national championship, San Antonio. Is this in the Alamo Dome?
Yep.
Okay, in the Alamo Dome, April 7th, prime time, probably. What channel we got this on? Who's got the national channel? Is this an ESPN production? Probably not.
CBS, Raftery, Iron Eagle.
That's right. Iron Eagle calling this game. How are we feeling about a little bit Auburn? And we got Duke. Big one. Biggest pick of the night. Here we go.
The heart or the head? Let's go Duke 77-73.
Yeah, I also gotta go Duke here.
You just picked Duke over your Auburn?
I just randomly chose a school in fourth grade, and I said I'm an Auburn fan since. That doesn't really make me an Auburn fan.
Okay. Okay, I think Duke's fair. I like it. The combination of Conrad Knuppel and Cooper Flag, I like it. What's our total points?
Ronald?
What's that?
Total
150? How many
points?
points?
Total points. What do you mean?
Like for the tiebreaker? I'm 160 something. Is that fair?
I go 150.
Flat 160?
160. That's a high scoring
Yeah.
game. Maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, I go 160.
All right, let's do it.
152.
Of course, we're going to enter into the sweepstakes because why not? We're going to submit the bracket. Oh, we got to fill this information out. Anyways, there you go. That's our perfect bracket. We made it. Perfect bracket. Fun one today, fellas. Duke's going to win it all. Do we think? I think it's real. Is it real?
I could definitely see it.
All right. Maybe we'll become famous. We'll talk in about a couple weeks, and maybe we'll be sitting courtside together down there in San Antonio. Try to find the camera out, Ryan. Start out here and bring it all the way back in, up a little bit. Maybe. There you go. Alrighty, fellas. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy days. Both of you, I believe, will be on spring break come next week. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. AB, are you going anywhere?
No, probably stay here and golf a bit.
There you go. That's not a bad spring break. Ethan Rosenstill, Ryan Mathieson, Elsen Graz, Aaron Benshaw. That's 2 or 3 times on that. We'll be back next week. Spring season is back. Thank you for watching episode 70 of the River Podcast. See you next Wednesday with a new special guest. We'll see you then.